Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. My name is Tony Arenas, and today we're going to go over the shape tools in Illustrator. So I just want to go over some little bit quick things about the shape tools and just give you an idea of what to expect. So the shape tool itself is this little, starts off with this rectangle tool right here. When you click and hold, you're going to get a lot of options right here, and we're going to go over everything except for the flare tool, because flare tool I really don't think you're going to be using that a whole lot. So the rectangle tool is a standard tool that you're able to create any kind of tool that you need, whether it be a box, square, or a rectangle for it to be. And once you click and drag, it's going to have everything there. Now everything is going to, of course, be affected by the stroke and fill. So if you need to change the color ahead of time, you can do that. Also set it up so that when you do draw out these boxes or these shapes, you can have it with no fill to get things going that way. Now, one of the cooler things when you're actually drawing out with your rectangle tool, if you see the line going across the actual whole box of the square, that means you actually have a perfect square into play. Now, if you want to, you can hold shift to maintain constraints of that, and you can actually use that to keep it there. Now, the next set on the actual shaper tools is the rounded edge. So you can actually set up your rounded edge box as you go. Now, you're going to get these little markers here, and they actually did show up in the regular rectangle tool itself. So let me pull that up there. So you see these little circles here on the little areas. If I take my selection tool here and select the object, I'm able to select and curve the corners of that. Now this right here automatically comes with them, so you can do a little bit more if you want to. You can also get it to the point of a perfect circle, or just go ahead and eliminate it altogether. It just depends on how you want to set your rounded edges and so forth. Now what can I also do is I can also select just the corner of them. So if I just select one corner set of corners here, I have to select multiple anchor points here, but I see I have two of them here, and what I can do is I can bring these in at the same time and the other corners will not be affected. Now if I want to pull the other two so that it's like a straight or a hard corner, I can pull these all the way out and I have my hard corner there. Now if I wanted to affect whatever corners I want to work with, that's perfectly fine. So I can actually bring these in if I wanted to and try different methods to make my rounded corner go through. Now the ellipse tool is just like the square tool, but you're now making ellipses or circles. Of course, if you see the crosshair go across, that means you actually have a perfect circle. Now what I like to do when it comes to the circle tool, I always hold Alt when I'm doing my drawing of my circle and then Shift. So that way I can draw from the center of the area versus the corner of the area. It's a lot easier to understand with the circle, but you can do it with both shapes. You can do it with any shape that you have, whether it be the square or the rectangle tool or the ellipse tool. And you can draw from the center itself and then drag out from there. Holding Alt and Shift will allow you to make it a perfect circle all the way through. So if it's just Alt, I can just draw from the center, any ellipse tool that I want to shape that I want to do. If I hold Shift, it's going to be a perfect circle regardless. Now, the polygonal tool and the star tool do draw from the center automatically, but they also have a new function in here that you don't see in the ellipse tool or the rectangle tool. So the polygonal tool is the idea that you're drawing multiple side polygons. Now, to readjust for those polygons, you can use the up and down arrow on your keyboard to add or reduce sides of the polygon you're working with. So if I press down arrow, I'm going to get it down to a pentagon, and then it's going to go to a square, and then I have a perfect equilateral triangle to do that. Now if I press up, it starts to add the sides into it, and I can add as many sides as I choose to into the actual framework, and then I can get from there. But once I have it set to where I want it, I can go ahead and just let go of the mouse, and then I have my shape. Now, the star tool does the same thing. I can add more points to the edge of the star with the up and down arrows. Again, down reduces, up adds more to the number of points. But the other function in here is I'm still using my click and drag here. I'm going to hit Control on my keyboard. And what this is going to do is it keeps the size of the star, but it allows me to readjust the points themselves to make them really, really grotesquely long, or just really make them short, depending on which way I want to go with it. And then if I let go of control while still holding onto my mouse key, I can actually now resize. So you could do some really great things with the shape tools. At least get the basics down. So if you need some squares, some circles, perfect circles, different types of star points that you want to work with, different type of polygonal tools. It's a great way to get things just kind of moving out with different objects you want to try to go with. So if you need a perfect star, or I feel like it's a great way to make like the perfect triangle, the equilateral triangle that's equal on all sides. It allows you to do that very easily with both the star tool and the polygonal tool. You can use either one. It's really no big difference there. So my name is Tony Renas, and this has been the shape tools in Illustrator.